Welcome back, Truth Seekers, to another profound episode of the MyTodayQuestion Podcast. I'm your host, and today we're stepping into a challenging yet vital discussion. What are the greatest sins? This isn't just about identifying wrongdoings. It's about understanding the profound impact of certain actions on individuals, communities, and our spiritual well-being. By exploring these gravest transgressions, we aim to shed light on their consequences and emphasize the importance of avoiding them for a more righteous and harmonious existence. Join us as we delve into the wisdom that guides us away from these pitfalls and towards a path of purity and peace. The weight of transgression, unpacking the gravest sins. 1. Associating partners with God, or Shirk, the ultimate betrayal. At the very pinnacle of the greatest sins, as highlighted in numerous spiritual traditions, stands the act of associating partners with God, or Shirk. This is considered the gravest transgression because it undermines the fundamental principle of monotheism, the belief in one unique, indivisible creator. Shirk isn't just about worshiping idols or multiple deities. It can manifest in subtle ways, such as placing trust, hope, or ultimate reliance on anything or anyone other than the divine. It's about attributing divine qualities or power to created beings, objects, or even one's own desires, thereby diminishing the omnipotence and oneness of the Creator. The severity of Shirk lies in its profound injustice to the divine, effectively denying the Creator his rightful position and ultimate authority. It's seen as an unforgivable sin if one dies upon it without sincere repentance, because it represents the ultimate rebellion against the foundational truth of existence. Spiritually, it fragments the human heart, scattering its devotion and loyalty instead of focusing it on the singular source of all good. This act can lead to spiritual confusion, inner turmoil, and a disconnect from true divine guidance, as it replaces the pure, unadulterated worship of the One with a divided and diluted devotion. Avoiding Shirk means cultivating a profound and exclusive devotion to the divine, recognizing God as the sole creator, sustainer, and ultimate authority in all matters. 2. Murder and taking a life unjustly, the ultimate violation. Following Shirk in severity is the heinous act of murder and taking a life unjustly. This sin is considered among the gravest because it violates the sacredness of human life, which is considered a divine gift. The preservation of life is a paramount principle in most ethical and religious frameworks, and its unlawful termination is seen as an act of immense destruction and injustice. Murder not only ends an individual's existence, but also inflicts irreparable pain and suffering upon families, communities, and society at large. The weight of this sin extends beyond the immediate act, as it can lead to widespread fear, chaos, and a breakdown of social order. It's a direct assault on the dignity of humanity and a profound transgression against the Creator who bestows life. The consequences in both this world and the afterlife are often described as severe, reflecting the immense value placed on human existence. Justice for this crime is often sought rigorously, and its spiritual repercussions are considered extremely heavy, requiring sincere repentance and often involving restitution or compensation if possible. Preventing murder involves upholding justice, promoting peace, and valuing every human life equally, recognizing its inherent worth and sanctity. 3. Disobedience to parents, undermining filial piety. Another grave sin universally recognized across cultures and spiritual teachings is disobedience to parents. This highlights the immense importance placed on filial piety and the respect owed to those who brought us into existence and nurtured us. Parents are often seen as instruments of divine grace, and their rights are considered sacred. Disrespect, neglect, or harm to parents is not merely a social misdemeanor, it's a profound spiritual offense. This sin undermines the very fabric of family, which is often considered the foundational unit of society. It signifies ingratitude for the sacrifices, love, and upbringing provided. The gravity of this sin stems from the immense responsibilities and hardships parents undertake for their children, and thus neglecting their well-being, disregarding their counsel, or treating them with contempt is seen as a major failing. Spiritual traditions often link blessings and success in life to honoring one's parents, while their displeasure can bring significant misfortune. This isn't about blind obedience, but respectful communication, care, and fulfilling duties towards them, especially in their old age. 4. False witness and spreading lies, eroding trust and justice. The act of false witness and spreading lies is also categorized among the greatest sins due to its devastating impact on truth, justice, and social cohesion. Bearing false witness can lead to the wrongful conviction of innocent people, ruin reputations, and distort justice, causing immense harm to individuals and the legal system. Spreading lies, whether through gossip, slander, or misinformation, erodes trust within communities, fuels discord, and can have far-reaching negative consequences. The gravity of this sin lies in its direct assault on truth, which is a fundamental value for any functioning society. It can tear apart relationships, instigate conflicts, and prevent people from discerning reality. In spiritual terms, it corrupts the soul, as truthfulness is often seen as a core divine attribute. Such actions are condemned because they manipulate reality, inflict damage without physical violence, and betray the trust placed in one's words. Upholding truthfulness in all communications, resisting the urge to gossip, and verifying information before spreading it are crucial for maintaining an upright character and a healthy society. 5. Consuming the property of an orphan unjustly, exploiting the vulnerable. Exploiting the most vulnerable members of society is considered a particularly heinous sin, with consuming the property of an orphan unjustly being a prime example. Orphans, by their very nature, are often defenseless, lacking parental protection and guidance. Taking advantage of their vulnerability by illicitly acquiring or mismanaging their inheritance or assets is a profound act of injustice and cruelty. This sin demonstrates a complete lack of empathy and moral integrity, targeting those least able to protect themselves. Spiritual teachings universally condemn such exploitation, often promising severe consequences for those who engage in it. Protecting orphans and their rights is seen as a high virtue, and conversely, harming them is a grave transgression. This principle extends to all forms of exploitation of the vulnerable, including the poor, the weak, and the helpless. It calls for a strong sense of social responsibility and guardianship towards those who cannot advocate for themselves, ensuring their well-being and rights are meticulously protected. Conclusion: a path towards righteousness. Understanding the greatest sins isn't meant to instill fear, but to serve as a profound guide for cultivating a life of righteousness, integrity, and compassion. By recognizing the severity of associating partners with God, taking a life unjustly, disrespecting parents, bearing false witness, and exploiting the vulnerable, we can consciously steer clear of actions that bring immense spiritual and societal harm. Each of these transgressions tears at the fabric of our humanity and our connection to the divine. Striving to avoid these grave errors and instead embracing virtues like truthfulness, justice, respect, and empathy leads us to a life that is not only fulfilling for ourselves, but also beneficial for the entire community. It's a continuous journey of self-awareness, repentance, and dedication to good deeds, always seeking to align our actions with the highest ethical and spiritual principles. Thank you for joining us on this essential episode of MyTodayQuestion Podcast. We hope this discussion has offered clarity and reinforced the importance of choosing a path of virtue. If you found value in today's conversation, please take a moment to subscribe to the MyTodayQuestion Podcast on your preferred platform. Share this episode with friends, family, and anyone you believe would benefit from understanding these critical topics. Your support helps us reach more people and continue these vital discussions. And don't forget to enable notifications because our next episode will be dropping tomorrow. Until then, keep seeking truth, keep reflecting, and keep striving for goodness.